Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know so many of you over on TikTok have been blowing up the comments asking for this, so today we're finally doing some customer reviews analysis for it. But before we dive into that, be sure to check out this exclusive discount available for it. You'll find it in the description and in the first comment under this video. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer approached the purchase of this refurbished high-end router with a healthy dose of skepticism, acknowledging the mixed reviews they'd encountered online. Our reviewer had a perfectly functional, albeit older, router already, and felt the upgrade was a gamble. However, the opportunity to potentially improve their home network performance proved too tempting to resist, particularly given the option to return the device if it proved unsatisfactory. This client found the initial setup process relatively straightforward, choosing to bypass the manufacturer's app in favor of configuring the router directly via its IP address. This approach yielded a smoother, quicker configuration experience than what our reviewer had anticipated. Fortunately, the device arrived free from any previous user's settings, allowing this client to establish their own network security protocols without hindrance. The multi-gigabit Ethernet port, a key selling point, functioned flawlessly during the initial test period. The overall setup, from connecting the coaxial cable and Ethernet to powering on the device, was swift and uncomplicated, with the router connecting to the internet almost immediately, although the initial boot-up did take a few minutes. However, the experience wasn't entirely seamless. This client's internet service provider, ISP, required modem activation, a process that initially proved frustrating. Attempting activation via phone support resulted in a lengthy and ultimately unsuccessful interaction with an unhelpful representative who scheduled an unnecessary technician visit. This client eventually discovered that self-service activation through the ISP's mobile application was a far more efficient alternative. This involved navigating to the account settings, locating the device activation section, and selecting the option for activating a user-provided modem. Following the on-screen instructions, including a crucial reboot of the router after activation, proved critical to establishing a stable internet connection. Our reviewer emphasizes the importance of this reboot, as the phone representative failed to mention this crucial step. This client concludes that by avoiding phone support and utilizing the app's self-service function, potential users can save themselves significant time and frustration during the activation process.
Cool. Let's uncover what our next reviewer has to say.
This reviewer begins by acknowledging the inherent risk associated with purchasing a refurbished item. Our reviewer understood this gamble going in and was pleasantly surprised to receive a device in excellent condition, practically brand new. However, the packaging lacked essential components, namely, the LAN cables and the instruction manual were absent. This omission, while inconvenient, didn't overshadow the overall condition of the device itself. The most significant challenge this client encountered stemmed from the device's pre-existing configuration. It had not been factory reset, retaining the previous owner's settings and login information. While our reviewer could connect to the Wi-Fi network, access to the administrative interface, necessary for customizing network settings, was initially blocked. Attempts to use the standard administrator password proved unsuccessful. A prolonged reset process, requiring multiple attempts and varying cable configurations, was eventually successful after holding the reset button for an extended period. Only after the fifth try, with the coaxial cable disconnected, did the reset finally take effect. Following the successful factory reset, our reviewer accessed the administrative web interface using the standard IP address and was able to configure the device to their specifications. The accompanying mobile application was also noted as a viable setup option. Activation through their internet service provider required providing the device's MAC address, a process that was completed without significant difficulty. Since then, this client has experienced consistently strong performance, achieving near gigabit download speeds over a wired connection using their high-speed internet plan. While the initial difficulties with the factory reset warrant a slight reduction in the overall rating, our reviewer ultimately considers this a positive experience. This client attributes the initial setbacks to the nature of purchasing a refurbished device, noting that such issues are not uncommon. This client's experience stands in contrast to some other reviews mentioning issues like signal drops, random restarts, and connection loss, none of which have been encountered. The absence of ongoing issues, combined with the substantial cost savings over renting a comparable device, makes this client highly satisfied with their purchase. This review aims to assist prospective buyers who might encounter similar challenges and offers a detailed account of the troubleshooting steps involved.
Fantastic. Now, let's see what insights our next reviewer has to offer.
This reviewer approached the purchase of this router with a degree of apprehension, having perused numerous online reviews beforehand. Our reviewer anticipated a challenging setup process, but the reality far exceeded expectations. The initial configuration proved to be an extraordinarily frustrating experience, necessitating multiple factory resets of the modem before any progress could be made. The accompanying mobile application, designed to simplify the process, instead compounded the difficulty, offering little to no assistance in resolving the encountered problems. This client found themselves resorting to extensive online searches for solutions to the various errors and issues that arose. A significant hurdle, specific to this client's iOS device, involved disabling the private relay setting to enable proper communication with the application. This seemingly minor adjustment proved crucial, finally allowing the application to recognize and accept the administrator password for the modem. Only after this crucial step could the application proceed with a necessary firmware update for the device. After this protracted setup, all devices now appear to be connected and functioning without issue. The router itself arrived in excellent condition, packaged in a generic aftermarket box containing the router, power adapter, Ethernet cable, and a setup guide. While the packaging differed from what one might expect, the contents were complete and as described. This client readily admits that the significant frustration experienced during the setup process was ultimately outweighed by the considerable savings realized by purchasing the router at a significantly reduced price. The presence of a warranty period provides a further measure of security. Our reviewer plans to closely monitor performance for any recurring glitches or potential problems within the warranty timeframe. Despite the initial difficulties, the improved functionality and cost savings have ultimately swayed this client's overall assessment. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you next time.